Gonna be pretty fine with how things pan out. They go for the Renata, so they still end up going for it. Cluster Renata is still very good in team fights, but I think lane is going to be a little bit rough. And the thing is, if you'd played a melee support, then at least in skirmishes or if like a fight breaks out, you can start the fight. But all you have is the handshake on the Renata.
Yeah.
You're kind of just going to be at the whims of it. It's some interesting picks from Bro. I didn't really like the early draft, but I actually think denying the Nico, picking the Trundle, it could make sense. Now, we haven't seen Trundle in a while. We're going to see how it pulls off.
Just going for a little walk in the river, and he's going to get M-Pesa ulted, Delight in a ton of trouble. And you see his team is trying to help him out. They want to get that kill on a Croco, but the sweep comes in and denies it. First blood given over to Morgan. And now a wall to come down. Morgan does have flash, and they're going to throw in the sun. The knockback does come in. Can Morgan get out of this is the question. And no, he cannot. Nearly trades back on a Peanut, who does survive.
I think he could have just flashed, if I'm being honest, in that situation. And he's, yeah, pretty effective when you use that combo together.
And speaking of which, this is Talia Renata. Again, that's a turret shot, and Closer just going to die. Even before Peanut can join in. Viper wasn't farming much. HLE going to take this dragon. Bro, they got 2 grubs, and now they've come down here to try to fight for the dragon instead of finishing off the grubs, it looks like. A lot of sticks in this one, not going to be an easy steal, and now Croco's going to get caught for it, as now the combo comes in, and the Trundle, quite tanky, but not tanky enough. The Chains of Corruption, though, going to get Peanut down. Bailout comes out, as he does have to fight. A lot of damage going in. Hostile takeover is huge on everyone on the side of Bro, is now flashing in his height for something, and he's going to get the kill, actually. Now, I mean, in the 1v1, he seems to be doing pretty well, at least, and he is quite tanky. In goes Morgan with the ult, but he just gets stunned. There's not really much you can do against that.
Some of those was Zeus,
presumably. Oh, he actually, he got the real one. Palu's in a bit of trouble here. He's going to get the knock of the hostile takeover. Comes down, and one Rend would do it. They're not even going for him anymore, looking for Hype here. As the ball comes in, Hype doesn't have flash. He is dead as well. Just 2 kills. All right, looking for the play. Zeka. Nice respect on the flash. Just going to live. And in the top side, Morgan, you remember, he was winning that trade against Zeus. He got the flash. That is a lot, yes. Going in on this one.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think Eclipse is a little better than Rod of Ages.
Did he forget like what this champion builds? Going in onto Morgan. And he's in a lot of trouble, actually. It does look like Zeus is low, but it's Gwen, so he will live for a long time. Morgan does a good job of going around the alcove, actually, as that is a very nice pillar this time around. Going to get a flash. And they can't really trade it back.
Very good for the Talia playing into the Azir.
Definitely is trying to make a play up here on the top lane. Zeus does not have his flash anymore, and both these champs can get inside the mist, but still, Zeus, he's going to get ulted down, but do they have the damage under the turret? Yes, they absolutely do. Now Zeka is just going to get clobbered down by Croco, but in comes the Pantheon. Auto would have done it! Zeka, he's burning, but he's living.
That's so sad. They're in an okay position.
I'm not so sure about that Zeka, though. That's a very interesting spot for him. He doesn't have his flash, and he's just rooted, and he's taken down. As I immediately cast or curse him, he didn't even have a chance to flash. I think he was like 5 seconds away, too.
But played vision can be really, really negative. Like, if you think you've swept the vision and there's a ward hidden there, that's worse than not having swept.
I mean, Croco's here. If Morgan lives for long enough, he's going to go in, and he's going to M-Pesa all over them, dashing and turning and twirling. Peanut getting very low, and Peanut is going to finish him off with the execute. Here comes Palu, trying to take down the Gwen, and he will be able to. Croco with that subject.
It exists. Oh, Croco.
Yes. Croco has the TP coming through.
Good pillar.
Closer stopping that dash right at the right time. Meanwhile, Hype in a lot of trouble, has to flash away. Palu is here. He doesn't have mana or his ult, so he doesn't really... Here comes Croco again, but here comes Peanut again. We're just fighting. This is 2v2 all the time. No TPs available for either of the mid laners, so would have just ended up as a real 2v2, but both of them just...
Bro are hoping it's a chance to get back into the game. HLE are hoping to close it out.
Well, still going to get a charge off here.
Good amount of damage to this tower, and it gives them the ability to move into the river, clear out some vision. HLE trying to approach. Both Delight and Peanut are pretty squishy.
TP comes in, Krako trying to dodge everything. Instead, he's just getting corralled up against the wall. Now the TP comes over from their side as Palu gets an ult off and doesn't do much. And Zeus is on the flank, doing a ton of damage with the needles, but he's just getting focused down. And Bro, they peel back, they take out the Gwen. A lot of low health bars here, though, on the side of Bro. Will they try to re-engage on this one? Not so sure. It looks like they just want to take down the mid tier 1 instead.
Yeah, health bar's low, don't want to really risk it, approaching into the Talia.
Oh. Yeah, speaking of Palu.
Look at Palu.
Oh, he's gone. I guess we're just going to do the Otacon.
Yeah, Morgan has no TP in his top lane. This is really bad.
Free Otacon.
From Bro. Have TP.
You were just talking about how the bottom side of the map is going to have huge amounts of action.
And they just... I don't know.
They didn't play around it at all.
You can see the fact that Ambassador, this is the difference, you know. Like Bro genuinely, that last fight, they had some good moments. The Weaver's Wall, I think, really shut down the follow-up to Palu's engage.
Huh. Well, Hype in a bit of trouble now. He has the Edge of Night, and he no longer does. Now he will go to Zeus' Gwen, and the chase is on for even more. Krako will get away himself. But now Peanut just walking in between turrets. Literally changed.
Rod of Ages Gwen before Rod of Ages on here.
Yeah. Well, we got needles coming out once again. Morgan gonna ult the opposite way. And now the finality of the needles coming through, and Morgan in a lot of trouble, has to flash away. Now Zeus has to flash out of this one, and will the arrow hit is the question. No, it is a dodge, but he has to get in melee range, and Hype will pick up the kill. So they take out Zeus from Hype. Oh, it seems like they saw him backing in that brush. Gotta be careful about that. Krako is very fast. Strundle with the stealth.
Have people in the right places on the map and don't randomly give away objectives.
If they just kill the enemy champions,
honestly,
I think they've got a good shot.
If they kill the enemy Nexus, I think that odds drastically increase in winning.
Yeah. Well, HLE have total control. You can see the vision toggle here. Krako has to be the one that pops up, but it's Talia Pantheon. Subjugate does come out, but he's just barely going to live. Meanwhile, Zeus does push away Closer. Well, and that should be Cloud Soul.
Yeah, Dragons in 3 seconds, they ain't getting that. Cloud Soul Gwen, horrible to play into. What? No.
Void Staff finish for Zeka as they see Zeka going into the brush. And now we got a pillar coming down here as well. I mean, pretty hard to lock down Talia at this point, as now in goes Peanut. Krako is zooming away. Even a wall to come down. Palu just trying to zone them away desperately. The hostile takeover keeps them around. Peanut going very deep for this one, but it will be absolutely worth it. And Viper hopping around like a crazy man. He is going to take out the Trundle, and Morgan gets here late. It's just a disaster for Bro. It's HLE Esports. You're not getting away from this Gwen. The Cloud Soul Gwen.
So fast.
Chasing him down. And they're just going to do the Baron instead.
Yeah, well, that's
after he popped his ult, obviously with that speed boost. And HLE with the Baron now. Closer.
Oh, that is a direction.
Okay. Oh, actually, it's pretty good. It was all a bait all along. I feel like this whole game is a bait at this point. Peanut also going to go down to his GA. You got a turret here. HLE, they still want to fight. Morgan getting pretty low, but I think he's got the damage. Now Zeus elects to go in himself. And here comes Viper. He wasn't even a part of this fight. He was doing the wolves. What is happening in this game?
Chaos. Absolute chaos. Bro, you got a couple of kills. Be happy with that.
Viper's going in. Viper's angry.
I feel like they could win 3v5. And I think Bro know that.
Incredibly fed. And he is. I mean, he's got a 700 gold bounty, so he kind of just gets to do whatever he wants. Height, he can't run away fast enough. Like, the ult is used, and he's just sprinting at him. He can't get away. Krako caught in the jungle, too. And Closer here, just an extra sacrifice. Of course they're going to dive the turret. It's HLE. They don't have any breaks on this tank. And down the mid lane they will go, and they will end game 1 in their favor.
It's only Palu left. 1v5. Nico play.
All right.
Incoming.
Go for the ult. Go for the ult. He doesn't have Rocket Belt. Oh, the fake. No, he's just going to conserve his KDA.
Bait them into diving you. Bait them into diving you. Look, you see.
Yeah, no, he's sitting way too back. Okay, flash forward. Up, up. No, it's not going to happen. Down goes the Nexus, and the light's already off the stage.
You know, we saw him rotate a lot in game. Rotate straight off the stage there.
Yeah.
That's a roaming we love to see.
Not wasting any time.
And I think honestly, bro, I think the Trundle concept was cool. Struggled a little bit in the bot lane.
It feels as they got kind of walloped in that game.
What if Age is OP?
Most damage in the game?
Well, we can't argue with that.
Firmed good.
What if Age's Gwen is now 100% win rate in the LCK? Do with that information. So they've given you the Braum. Typically, you wouldn't want to pick Leona or Nautilus into this. You could pick a range support. I think Bard, Karma, both options. Looking towards that Karma. But we have Engage from the Yone and the Sejuani. Oh, Janna would
Janna.
be... Oh.
Oh.
Man.
We wanted it. We wanted it.
It's been so long.
I feel like the Bard could have been good too, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Bard into MF.
Yeah, exactly.
Is pretty decent, but
even the Braum is like, yes, he can jump around a bit, but he always wants to be in front, and there will be people behind him. So like maybe you could catch multi-man ults and stuff.
But the Karma, I mean, it's just a lot of power in the lane. I think the theory is there.
Morgan.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble here. He's going to be run down. There's first blood, just straight up, and he was trying to push in the wave. Unfortunately, he should have known that he was in kill pressure.
Yeah, they execute for the Nidalee on her Cougar form Q, but you should not be getting solo killed at level 4. It's going to be blunt.
Yeah. Not something that should happen. Meanwhile, we do have a very sneaky, okay, Flash coming in. Zeka actually goes down. And Closer, down his Flash. He's got a Blast Plant, though. He's going to actually
he's out.
Out of
he's
this one.
Out.
The disengage cone saves another one.
So well played there by Closer. And Zeka's struggling in this lane matchup. You know, typically, because you have second win, because you have Doran's shield, but he ends up going down. And yes, he puts the Ghoulie wall down, and he just jumps over it. And then he just hits a spear, and then the Q just does that.
Really love that. Now, Peanut's top lane, Palu does have his flash. There it is. So they're going to collect that. Passing go, collect flash.
And in fairness, in terms of CS advantage, Viper not that far ahead of Hype, so Hype doing a decent job picking up the farm, even though it is a little bit of a rough lane.
Italy in this case does not have smite.
Yeah, and also doesn't quite do enough execute damage to out-damage the smite.
Closer, still pressuring. Zeka never really going to have a fun time in this lane, but he also died, so yeah, this is not going well for Zeka.
Lead,
Closer.
But when you take away the lead of the Nidalee...
Oh, very nice. Charm landing right on the mark. Zeka goes in, and there's a Braum here as well. He's going to ult into the Braum and just go back.
Yeah, this pick. And Closer is really putting it to him hard.
Closer's just playing really well. We highlighted this at the beginning of the day.
Oh, yeah.
I did not cast a curse, and he's going to get away. I was very worried there for a second, but he is playing Ahri.
And does look to be going on Malignant build. Doesn't have it yet, but when he gets that point, obviously not too much punish coming through when you do the annual roll.
All right, little play down here, the Ghoulie wall. Going to delay him just a little bit. Zeus continuing to chunk him out. Nice chunk of damage in, but he's just going to try to... Now our bot lanes have gone mid. With the grubs spawning now. Viper heading forward. Palu's taking a beating in this one, as we did expect. The root comes down, and Palu, one auto will get him, and that is it. Viper and Delight put 2 and 2 together. Now Hype, though, looking for the kill. Flash forward. There it is. Collects it. That's going to feel pretty good for Hype. Who's level 6.
Well,
and he's going to ult into Delight. That was never really going to kill him. Not sure about that one. Delight's still holding on a flash as well. Fight here over the grubs, but Life know that they just lost that mid fight, so just going to back away from that. Uh-oh. Delight going in. Hype in a lot of trouble. He will be rooted down, and with flash and heal, they should have enough damage, and there you go.
Looking bot, Peanut?
Just kind of running into them. It is Yorick and Braum, so...
Imagine if the Ghoul...
But he made his mind shown. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
He let him know how he was feeling about it.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Looking to have a potential fight here. Zeus has no TP. Now that is Morgan, yeah, in a 4v4, I think Bro feel pretty good about this.
Yeah, especially with the aggro from the Drake. Going on a Pita, he's already taken a bunch of damage. And Bro just going to go into the pit. Croco and Closers. It's going to come down to a fight. Peanut going to totally whiff on that one, and now I think they just got to try to look for the Smite steal or go away, as it is going to go the way of Nefarian. Peanut just gets charms. Heal comes through. Closer and Croco going in. They do collect the one, but they're in a really bad spot. As down will go Closer. That's a shutdown over to Viper, and Croco as well will be put into the pockets of Viper.
The acceleration from those kills means that Viper has his Triforce and he's just putting pressure down.
So Zeka dashed in when Nefari's here. He's going to ult. It does get hit by the Nefari. And Zeka now going to get flashed on. Down he goes. The ult comes through. And Croco goes in on to Peanut. Doesn't really have any chance of beating this one.
A lot of damage though. That time. Neither mid lane are here, but they both have TP. Zeus isn't here yet as well. I think HLE have to let this one go.
Yeah. Gonna have to give it up. See Viper trying to poke, but again, shield available for Hype now with his BT. And yes, they have a decent amount of poke, but
kind in the matchup, super worrying because again, you're an 80 niddly top. You don't scale that well. Your threat is in the side lanes. If Bro is setting the pace of the game and they're forcing these 5v5s, HLE gonna feel terrible. And now Herald goes down mid. We'll pick up the mid tier 1. This is a great look for Bro.
Yeah.
Degon is probably so enthusiastic right now.
For a good reason. They just gotta solidify their... Look at him! He's so happy! We get the ult into the Braum, who's getting the speared in the side by the Nidalee, though. And in goes Zione. And that'll be Zeka finally doing something. We get to zoom in onto Degon as it's all happening. And everything is falling apart. Everything is falling apart. It's still a 4v5, and Closer's got his ult. He's going to do a bit of damage here to Zeka, who just ults away. Meanwhile, Zeus going in behind. He's going so deep for that. Takes out the 80 carry. And Zeus says, I am the real 80 carry in this game, buddy. And just taking their Yorick for a walk is the Karma. Do they have the damage? Viper trying. But they certainly have the poke. They have the healing. They have the sustain. And they will look for this dragon.
Struggles of Rofan right there. Honestly, hard for me to focus on the fight when I was judging off the live Degon reaction. TP's coming in. HLE could end up in some trouble here.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Croco, ult's available, trying to go in, but instead they're going to catch Closer force. The flashback, Palu as well, trying to hold the door. Morgan coming on in, and Zeka in a lot of trouble, but he gets the knockup. The slow comes in, and finally he gets bonked on the head. So the goes right, and in goes Croco, goes untargetable. They get a double kill for Morgan, who did 6k damage in this fight. Oh, and the disengage. Oh, the triple! Oh, Morgan! Nobody can stop him. Quadra! Morgan going insane beast mode in this game.
Getting to see the replay there. The damage to burst on that Q, by the way, is so high.
He just keeps saying, keep going, keep going.
Even the escape cone can't stop him. Puts the Nidalee, no, that's cathartic. Puts the Nidalee in the cage, and she does stay there.
He will still be able to do some stuff at times. Good smite there from Croco. But yeah, bro, let's see how they can do it from ahead. Can they close this game out?
I mean, the problem is this 80 Nidalee doesn't really exist in fights. I mean, she does a little bit, but she just doesn't have the threat. Zek is having a struggle. It's only Viper. And the thing is, this isn't even a good Ezreal game for one major reason. You're playing into Yorick Nefari. There's like 86 million things to block your Mystic shots. Every fight. Look at the little hot dogs.
Yeah. The hot dogs go in, they go out. You can't explain that. They just don't die to Ezreal. They're not going to be able to do much about this. I wanted to say Rakan as the any representative on this desk.
I feel like there need to be a different champion that's a hamburger skin and you play them together.
Yeah. If there was like a crab champion, like can Skarner get a hamburger?
Oh, you know what they should do? They should do that buff we're talking about, where the ghouls can proc Braum passive, and then you could have the kebab Braum
there you go.
Up,
okay.
you know?
I'm down with that. Closer. Getting everything in the kitchen sink being thrown at this guy, and finally he's taken out. We'll see the angle here. The charm comes through on Azeka already. Peanut trying to get in, but not exactly. Okay, he's walking up actually. TP comes in from Zeus, but he's just 80 Nidalee. Is he able to do anything in this one? He's doing a bit of damage, I guess, but Peanut can't get in. They just want to abandon ship, and Zeus has to flash out of this. Meanwhile, Viper thinking about it. He's getting up in their face. He's already playing against that wall very well. And he will arcane shift over, though. Here comes the ult, but immediately Mikhail's is used. And that's Infernal Soul points given over to Bro. Mako goes in. This fight is still going. They want to take out Closer on the bottom side, and that is the first pick to HLE Esports. Bro, you've got the objective. Why not just run away? The flash leaves Palu in a desperate situation. Oh! And he'll have to flash as well. Viper's really trying to solo carry this game.
Trying to find Hype there does force both summoners. Flash traded for the flash of Hype as well.
You get a fight where Nafiri's running around and nobody can really deal with her. It's going to be a big issue, not to mention the rest of the team. As we're just ulting in on a Morgan who is doing the red buff. I guess he's just dead here. A big shield does come through with the Sterix, but there's just no out for him. He doesn't have flash available for a reason.
HLE have full control of the area. Zeus is pushing inside, but it's not really relevant.
Oh, Zeka?
Oh, if Hype had ult!
Ooh!
If Hype had ult, that could have
used it on the wave.
Been a kill.
CP is, okay, he's fine. Charm, if it was timed correctly, would have just maybe killed Zeus.
Viper playing so aggressive here.
I mean, he got his own Croco out of the pit. Otherwise, this is just going to be a straight-up flip. And really, that comes down to Viper's poke. Maybe Zeka can get on top of him. Or maybe it's just a straight-up flip. The ult comes in, and the ult goes in from Zeka. He catches them in the backside of that one. And in goes Zeus, just catching everyone with their pants down. They have nowhere to go and nowhere to hide from this Cougar. Zeus gets the triple kill. Meanwhile, Morgan's all alone on the bottom side. And it just doesn't matter. Nothing he can do. And HLE got the dragon, of course. Well, that one
continues for another series.
It really will. And Zeka, he got bullied the entire game. Catches Closer a couple of times in mid-game, and then one big ult at the end. They stack up for it, and yeah, Hype, there's nowhere for you to run. Croco does eventually do some damage there at about that one, as Viper is dancing in front of their Nexus and takes it down for the 50 gold. GG, 2-0 from HLE Esports. It is the expected scoreline.
Even with the Braum, the hot dogs, and the ghouls, he still does most damage.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? He got very fed, and he played very aggressively because he's got this Karma behind him. He has his team behind him. Bro didn't have any engagement.